What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the Playbook, recapping probably one of the funnest March Madness tournaments I've watched. Not for the Cats personally, but a lot of good games. How are you, Steve-O?
I'm doing all right, man. I would agree with you. This has been one of the most fun tournaments. Last year was pretty fun too. All four number one seeds, and the final made for a good Final Four. And the tournament overall was fun, but to be quite frank with you, the Final Four itself wasn't that good.
No, the Final Four was not good. Both games were pretty much blowouts. Well, one was closer than the other, but if you watch the game, you knew it was always in UConn's control.
Yeah,
But that beat down that Michigan put on Arizona, buddy, without Yaxel.
yeah, that was impressive. That was something. Just the size of Michigan is insane. They made Arizona, who has a big team, look small.
Yeah. It was a stark difference.
I mean, what was that stat? I think they're one of the first Final Four teams or the first championship teams to have all the three leading scores being 6'8" or taller.
I did not see that stat, but
Yeah, because not. I mean, traditionally you play, the two bigs and a wing and two guards, and Yaxel is a wing in the NBA, but he's a big in college.
yeah. Do you think he has a successful NBA career?
I think he has the skills and the athleticism too. It just depends where he goes, like most guys do. I mean, he can go and be a 18 to 20 point scorer on the Kings or a team that's not very good, or he can be a good role player and average 12 to 15 with 8 rebounds on the Pistons. So
Right. Which he's more than likely going to be a lottery pick, right?
yeah, so he's not going to Pistons, but I'm trying to think somewhere in that range. Like just throw him in. Uh, I was going to say New Orleans, but they don't have their pick. Just someone random. Charlotte made the playoffs. The Wizards, throw him on your team. He'd be a good pickup on the Wizards.
Nah, we're picking
Not,
too high for that.
I was
We're
about to
going to
say,
be in
not in
the
the top five, but don't. I think y'all have two first round picks.
Yeah, but I
I
don't
don't know
think
what.
they're that
Yeah,
close to
I'll
each
check on
other.
his mock draft status. I haven't checked since the championship, but yeah, should be interesting. I was going to ask you too. We can just start with that up top. Where would you rank this Michigan team amongst the last 10 title teams? And we can just go through them individually if you want to do that. Um,
Yeah, let's do that.
all right, so if we go back, let's say 10 years from now, 10 years ago, we'll exclude 2015. That's technically would be 10 because 2020 didn't exist, that tournament. But we'll exclude 2015 for obvious reasons. So let's start at 2016. Does that Villanova team beat this Michigan team?
No,
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. They're too big.
no.
Uh, Following year, North Carolina.
And that was,
I think that was obviously Luke May was on the team. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I think Joel Berry
No.
and
If we
I don't
can't
think they do
remember who
either.
was on that North Carolina team, they ain't beating this Michigan team.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So 18 was the better Villanova team with DiVincenzo and Brunson and all then.
Mm. That one might be closer.
I think so too. They didn't have the size, but they could hit threes, and Michigan didn't hit threes against uh, UConn, but they did against Arizona. So you got to see if you could rebound with Michigan. I don't know if they could.
Yeah, I am so keen on guard play in March Madness that I want to take Villanova, but I don't think that I can.
Yeah, same. I think it's a toss up. Like it would probably be a single digit spread, maybe five or less if the odds makers were doing it. But I don't know. I guess it depends. They
No,
destroyed that Michigan team in the championship game, and this Michigan team's way better than that Michigan team.
yes. But there is a world where, that Villanova team has a hot shooting night and takes down that Michigan team, but I would ultimately pick Michigan.
If UConn had a hot shooting night, they may have beat Michigan too. So
Yeah, what a game.
that was, and I'm sure you read this too. That a lot of Michigan's strategy, they're like, oh, why are we letting? Why is UConn leaving Elliot Cadeau and some of their other and Amari Burnett, their other good 3-point shooting guards? They're inconsistent at shooting threes. Why are they leaving them open? They shot them like that on purpose, so the three big guys could get a rebound and score. That's been their offense half the season.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you got Lindeborg, Morez Johnson, and Ade Mara, like one of them three dudes is more than likely getting that rebound.
Right, and I'd say Lindenborg and Mara made themselves a lot of money. Probably Johnson too, but I think Johnson has eligibility to come back too. So, um, next team we got the most random champion, the 2019 Virginia team that was low key a wagon. They weren't offensively, but they're one of the best defensive teams of all time.
No, give me
Yeah,
give me Michigan. Yeah, not even
that
close.
whole Virginia tournament run, they almost lost a couple games. So, uh, obviously no 20. 21, Baylor, which had kind of similar to that Villanova team, hot shooting guards, but no big guys.
No, give me Michigan.
Right. All right, 22, Kansas. They won the Final Four with all number one seeds and blue bloods, who could argue that for their favor, but the only guy I remember on that team is Agbaji. So,
Yep, nope, give me Michigan.
same, which is kind of crazy. So, this is where it's
I
going to get
know.
interesting. It depends who you think is better between the 23 and 24 UConn team. I personally think probably 24 because 24 had whichever I think 24 had Steph Castle. Whichever one has Stephon Castle, that one was better.
Yeah, that was their second championship where they had Stephon Castle, Donovan Clingan.
Yeah,
Uh,
Tristan Newton was on the first one. Yeah.
honestly,
Okay.
give me that Yukon team.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a matchup. I think UConn would be favored in that matchup. I'm kind of with you. I think it's 1A and 1B, and then probably the next closest one was last year's Florida team because last year's Florida team had size and shooting.
Yeah,
Walter Clayton.
I do think this year's Michigan team would have beaten last year's Florida team, though.
I do too, but what do you think about if Duke would have made the finals? I think Michigan still would have beat him because Duke beat him earlier in the year, but I think Duke would have been confident enough to play Michigan. Probably, I don't know if Shire could have had the game plan that Hurley did, but he definitely had the better players.
That's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
But Duke was hurt.
They were, and that's a big stipulation as well.
It happens. I mean, it happens. Look at us this year.
Right. So,
Good chunk of our portal investments played like a
yeah.
combined 20 games.
And Michigan's denied. Michigan had their big injury at the end of the year, and it was a backup guard who everyone made a big deal about, and clearly it didn't mean anything.
Right. They're hanging the banners.
Hanging the banners have uh, we just talked that out about how they're one of the best champions in the last decade, and if you want to go further back, I mean, just on paper, with how they dominated all these teams, how they ran through the Big Ten, the best conference in the nation this season at least.
I think you could go back to 2012, and I know this
Yep,
is gonna sound biased, but I don't think they beat that 2012 Kentucky team. I don't.
that's what I was gonna say. Historically, they might weigh up in the top 10, but do you put them on the same stratosphere as that 2012 Kentucky team? Or a lot of people put the '09 UNC team because they beat a lot of people with Hansborough and Lawson and Ellington and all them. And of course, last year, 2 years ago, UConn. Are they in that talks? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I will say, just to make my last comment sound a little bit less biased, the 2014 champion, UConn, with Kimball Walker.
That was 2011. Shabazz was 2014. Yeah.
Or Shabazz. Yeah.
Yeah. And Boatwright. Yeah.
They would give this Michigan team a run.
They were a matchup problem for a lot of teams, including, I mean, they made the Final Four against three pretty good teams, a hot Kentucky team and a really good Wisconsin and Florida team at the time, and they beat us all. Kentucky played terrible that game, but UConn,
Yep.
you know, they don't lose when they make the Final Four. This is just their second loss ever making the Final Four, so it's crazy.
Insane stat.
And there's no question about it. They're a blue blood. People can argue all they want why they became blue bloods because, let's face it, NIL, they don't give a damn about football. They throw in all their money on their men's and women's basketball, so they have a little juice on that end.
So, while we're on this subject of blue bloods, did you see my quote tweet earlier where Novig, who is a known sports gambling brand, posted like a Venn diagram type deal, and it had like Kansas, UCLA, all the schools that we consider blue bloods in one, and then they had Kentucky in another one. It's like, have you been to a semifinal in the last 10 years? First of all, you've already told me you don't know ball. Nobody calls it the semifinals. It's the Final Four.
Yeah, by the language you're speaking, yeah.
You don't know ball if you're calling that the semifinals. I mean, yes, it is a fact that we have not been to a semifinal in 10 years.
If it's college, you say national semis if you're going to say anything.
No, it's the Final Four or you don't know ball.
I mean, I agree, but he didn't even say national. It's like the semis. The semis of what?
Right? Semis of the conference tournament? Like, no. When you're talking about it on that level, it's the Final Four or you don't know ball.
Yeah, and they're just doing the classic clickbait for Kentucky fans because they know Kentucky fans are going to engage. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was rage bait, and they caught a fish with me because I quote tweeted them.
So who did they have in there? They had Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and was it UCLA?
Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, UCLA, and UConn.
You want to talk about a team that doesn't deserve to be a modern-day blue blood? That's UCLA. Okay, UCLA hasn't done anything. They had a random Johnny Juzang year, and then they made those 3 Final Fours with all older people and Kevin Love and Ben Howland. Otherwise, they have sucked.
Yeah, you're onto something, and this is also a little bit of an indictment on the Cats.
Yeah.
UCLA is living on past laurels. But UK also kind of is. I mean, yeah, we won a title in 2012. But before that,
have had talented enough teams and high enough seeds to make runs. We just didn't get over the hump. I don't think UCLA has had a dominant team since Kevin Love.
And I wouldn't even have called that team dominant.
No, yeah, you're right. They weren't dominant, but they were a 1 seed. They were the original, all 4 1 seeds to make the Final Four.
Was that Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love?
Yeah, and I think they lost to Cal and Memphis. D Rose.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so they shouldn't be up there. I think Villanova, let's say, I forgot who I was listening to. They said this: we have blue bloods and you got new bloods. And granted, Duke and I guess, more Duke than more than us, Kansas, North Carolina. Although Kansas, North Carolina have won national champions lately, but Duke is more of a new blood and a blue blood. Us, Kansas, North Carolina, and UCLA are blue bloods and can potentially be current blue bloods / new bloods. The new bloods are Villanova, UConn, not really Purdue. There was another one I had. I guess Michigan could work their way up there. Michigan State, like Arizona, teams that have won recently. Not Arizona, but, those are new bloods.
I think you could make the argument that UConn is an active blue blood.
They are. They just, I guess in my head, like haven't had the history till the late 90s. But you're right. They've surpassed. They got more titles than everybody but UCLA and Kentucky right now. So
6 titles in 27 years?
Yeah, that's insane.
26 years?
Someone else made a good point. Kentucky, I think it was John Fanta. Kentucky and UConn and North Carolina have all won national titles with at least three different coaches. Every other school has been one or two, the least of blue blood wise. So our schools,
because we won with what?
It's about the schools too. Yeah,
we won with Rick and Cal, obviously. Who was the third? Was it Joe
Tubby.
B. Hall? Oh yeah,
we got
Tubby.
Joe B. Hall, we got Tubby and Adolph, so we got 5.
Oh, okay. The way you phrased that, I thought you meant there had only been 3 that had won here.
No, at least 3. My bad. I should have said at least.
At least 3.
Because
okay,
Duke only has Coach K. UConn has at least 3. They have Calhoun, Kevin Ollie,
they got Calhoun,
Dan Hurley now.
Kevin Ollie, and Dan Hurley.
Kansas only has Self and not Roy Williams. I forgot
Dean
the guy
Smith.
that won it for them in the.
Dean Smith.
That's North Carolina.
Didn't he? Oh no, Roy was the one who coached at Kansas and then went to North Carolina. Did he win one at Kansas?
I really don't know who. He didn't win one at Kansas. No, they lost Carmelo in the final.
Man,
but yeah, Blue Bloods is interesting. Speaking of that, North Carolina, what do you think about their hire and Mike Malone?
I don't think it's gonna work.
They're clearly going the pro route with him and Belichick. So
Yeah, that's a great point. I hadn't thought about that, but that's just.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, do you think they're doing that because it's more pro based now?
no, I do get the hire. I don't know that I necessarily agree with it.
Well, I don't know. Did you see earlier that he hired one of Cal's guys, Chuck Martin, as his assistant?
I did not see that.
Yeah, he's going to be the associate head coach. That tells you Chuck Martin knows ball if he's going around and getting these jobs.
Chuck got wrongly fired.
I agree. Well, I don't even know if he got fired. He kind of had to just went with Cal.
Yeah, I think it was like a mutual agreement to part ways, but whatever. Like, why would you want to get rid of that guy? Chuck knows ball.
Right. I'm with you with Malone, though. I think Malone, I don't know how he's going to do down there. I think he could do better than Hubert. I can't even say his name right. Hubert Davis. Just because Uber Davis. He Ubered home from his getting fired.
Hubert!
I didn't really like Hubert on TV either, for what it was worth. I didn't think he would translate very well as a coach. And he, like I said, caught lightning in the bottle that one year, his first year, and knocked out Duke and held on to that for a little bit. So
right. Well,
but we'll see.
When they said that they were not going to hire from the UNC family, they weren't kidding.
Yeah, pretty left field. I know everyone's been connecting it to his daughter plays for North Carolina at volleyball, so I don't know if that's a big connection or not, but seems to mean something, right?
Well, it definitely had some influence. I mean, he's not a head coach right now.
What's
And I
interesting
feel
is,
like,
I'm not on the pulse for the North Carolina fan bases like we are like with Kentucky and Louisville and some other people, but you know, they just what happened to us in our hiring cycle 2 years ago just happened to them. Had a couple big fishes deny them, and then had to panic and get somebody. So they're playing with fire too.
I mean, I think the hire makes sense where we are with the NIL landscape because he
But he
knows how to
wasn't their
manage
first
that.
hire, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right.
Other coaches said
But
no and
what
got raises because of it.
but what I'm getting at is like he's coming from the NBA side of it. He knows like agent negotiation, and as we've talked about before on this podcast, agent knowledge is key in this NIL landscape. Like you
Absolutely.
have to
If
know these guys.
anyone got a
So,
connection to Rich Paul that we can get him to come over? No.
right? um, but I don't know that I agree with the hire because it really did come out of left field. I mean, I'd be willing to bet he wasn't on any North Carolina hot board.
No, and if you go online and see some of the replies, that screenshots that got posted on Twitter, which I know they could be AI, but I mean they're like some of ours when Pope got hired. I mean, just they hate it. They're like, "Why'd we hire this NBA guy? I don't even care that it's in house, but we thought we could get Nate Oates and whoever else." And it's like, guys, it's not an incentive unless you're getting paid handsomely to go work at a blue blood right now.
Right, which North Carolina is a blue blood, but I think and we're seeing this at Kentucky right now. I think there's some things that trickle down from the top, like from the administrative
Yeah,
roles, where
that's very
things are
obvious.
not correct. And I hate saying this, but I think we're very close to an all systems failure, as is North Carolina.
Which sucks. Not for North Carolina. Who cares? We don't want them to do well. But they have had, like I said, Hubert's first year, they made the national championship game and almost won. Kansas kind of got lucky there at the end. But we had a great first year with Pope, too. We love that year. Love that team. We'll remember that team forever. But
Yeah, it was a great bounce
he
back.
followed that with a season where it was mostly negatives compared to positives. And if we're going back and looking at the season where, as a fan base, I feel like, at least the online pulses, poorly constructed. Pope didn't know how to connect with these kids. Whether that's true or not, that's just what the discourse is. And it just hasn't been a good look since the season has ended, some of the stuff that's came out.
Especially with some of the dudes who have entered the portal. But
Probably because
to
they wanted to get
me,
paid more. And to be quite frankly, I think we don't need to pay those guys because they proved what they could do last year, the ones that left.
the one I'm really sad about is Andrea, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But the thing with Pope is like, and I have preached about this all year. You cannot, yes, analytics are an important part of the game, but you cannot let analytics determine how you build your roster and coach your team.
Yeah.
No, no disrespect to Mohamed Diabate, but Pope took him because he was a 38% three-point shooter.
Yeah.
And that
He
was
also
on,
took him because he wanted defense and longevity, length, defense and length. And he did bring that, but that's all he brought.
well, yes, but he also saw that 38% three-point percentage and was like, ooh, that's a four guy. That was
He thought he
unlimited
could fix a
attempts.
shot, and he couldn't.
That shot. Who has the worst shot form? Him or Michael Kidd Gilchrist?
I mean, in college, it's definitely him because in college, MKGs went in at least. So,
Right, but also
I don't know.
unlimited shot
It's pretty
attempts,
bad.
which is what fucked MKG up in the league.
Yeah, he wasn't able to stay healthy. Wrong team. Yada yada. He's one of the most disappointing guys from Kentucky to play in the NBA. Whether it's his fault or circumstances, we just expected more out of him. But I don't see Mo having an NBA future, and I don't know if he's actually gonna be able to transfer to anywhere of note and start and play right away.
I could
I'm
see
talking
a
about
weird.
contenders.
I could see a weird situation where he goes to Auburn.
Who just won the NIT, so they're not contenders. But yeah, that would be weird.
Correct, but I could see a weird situation where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna get back to a state I'm familiar with.
Getting back at
Auburn's
Alabama.
probably a
Aiden Holloway
place,
did it the reverse.
you know, it's probably a place where he would start and, get all the minutes he wants. So,
So that's the only one you're upset. I mean, you're upset about Yelovich, but is that the only one that I don't know? Mo is kind of a loss to me, but I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Like, do you want to
I, I'm,
overpay for a player like that again? Because him and Aberdeen showed up at the end of the year, and Mo found his role. But can we afford to pay for
speaking
players,
of
overpay for
Aberdeen,
role players?
what
I
about that?
know.
And there's a serious theory behind this. So,
What is it?
for him to acquire a waiver, he would have to enter the portal.
Yeah,
You can't just apply for a waiver. You have to enter the portal and hope you're approved.
makes sense.
Does Denzel get approved for that waiver and come back to Kentucky and run it back with Claire Strike?
Well, one would say that's what he's trying to do, and I don't blame him if he is, because, I
100%.
mean, Sakai Ziegler kind of tried the opposite. He just tried staying at the same school and keep on applying to see if they let him stay there, but that didn't work.
Right. Well, he didn't enter the portal. He just applied for another year of
Exactly.
eligibility.
There's ways around it. You're right. Now, the
But
real question is, which we'll get into our targets, but would you keep Denzel compared to some of the targets?
I would. I would.
I
And
think I would too.
actually, Denzel has a real case to possibly get a waiver. His
Yeah.
freshman season at Florida, he played in 12 games and only logged 41 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
you're right. It
very
would.
close.
I don't know what circumstances you have to have.
That's very close to the red shirt line. And they are
Yeah, you're right.
giving dudes waivers for far less. I mean, look at Cameron Fletcher.
Yeah, I know. I had him written down on transfer targets at the bottom. Cameron Fletcher, 7th year, whatever.
7th
Crazy.
year. Yeah. He's the TJ Finley of college basketball.
To give some casual some knowledge, if you know who Angel Reese is, he was dating Angel Reese back when she was in college.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Yes, they were. Well, she was at LSU and he was at Florida State.
That is a very interesting couple.
Crazy.
Nelly and Angel Reese.
Yeah, they
Shout
were. They're
out
not
to
together
you for
anymore.
that one, by the way. That was hilarious in that group chat yesterday.
Yeah. This is fun to mess around in there. Especially we can win. Speaking of the group chat, we'll pivot back to basketball. But how about that win over them Dirty Birds last night?
Yep. They were awfully silent last night during that baseball game.
They were, and then they were saying they suck. If it's like, yeah, you suck. That's why we beat you.
Well, yeah, that's why you're 19-14.
Yeah, not ranked in a crappy conference, and we're not ranked either. But we were right there. We, like you said, we lost to a bad lost a series to a bad LSU team who's normally pretty good. But that's what they do. They'll lose to a bad team and then beat a good team.
No, we
That's what Kentucky
lost to
does, seems like.
Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. I don't know why I said LSU. LSU was the series before that. My bad. But yeah, Missouri's terrible.
Missouri's the worst team in the league, and we lost the series to them. That's why I was skeptical going into that game last night.
Yeah, and we watching that game, we had a chance to blow the lead quite a few times. They had a couple of innings where they had guys in second and third with one out, and we pulled it out.
How insane, though. I mean, that was such a weird game to watch. Louisville scored the first run of the game without getting a hit and got no hit through
Yeah.
6 innings.
That is crazy. That's just, I mean, would you say that's small ball at its finest? You know, just only getting no hits and
Absolutely.
scoring. I mean,
Absolutely.
so
But
you
it wasn't
told me via
even.
text that you had something to say about Mingione.
Um, the whole get weird thing, man. If you
Yeah.
remember a couple years back, Mingione, it was probably on the verge of getting fired.
Yep.
And in my opinion, because this is when this all started. It was 2, 3 years ago when the dugout started doing all this crazy shit with like stacking helmets and dancing and this, that, and the
Pink
other.
hats.
But he, in my opinion, he probably went into that locker room and said, "Hey, we got to do something, or I'm out of here. We gotta make it weird." And
Yep. We did.
boom, Omaha run. Like,
That,
Mingione has done so much here for baseball. I mean, like, my wife called me last night on her way home because she has to come down alone.
yeah.
She said, "Is the spring football game tonight?" I said, "No, what do you mean?" She said, "Well, all of the parking lot right there in front of the baseball stadium is full and there's traffic everywhere. Like, what is going on?" I said, "Well, Kentucky and Louisville are playing a baseball game tonight."
Yeah.
4 years ago, would you have said that? Nobody would have cared.
No. No, not at all. People probably don't even know where the field is, and now it's pretty prominent where it's at. And pretty cool field. You went there this year. I went to a game last year. It's a great experience.
And I'm going to make a comment that a lot of Big Blue Nation won't agree with. But Kentucky baseball is kind of like the Savannah Bananas in these last couple years.
Yeah.
We do shit to get your attention. We distract you from what's actually going on the field. And we take advantage of it. It's
Works in
a
college.
hell of a way to coach baseball.
It's fun.
But if you're winning games, it doesn't matter.
And he has. And he'll be here as long as he wins games.
Yep. And I will 100% back up the Savannah Bananas approach. I don't know that that's necessarily the approach, but I'm just grouping the Get Weird and Savannah Bananas in the same boat.
They're not doing trick throws to first base and, trying all this crazy stuff, but they're bring in the Savannah Bananas culture.
100%. And that's how baseball should be played. Have fun.
Well, exactly.
That's how
And
any sport
that's how
should
you
be
fall in love
played.
with it as a kid. You have fun. Yeah.
That's how any sport should be played. Have fun. Let your wild side
Yeah.
out.
Exactly. When you lose the love and the fun for it, what's the point in doing it, right?
100%. I went through that with baseball, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You get burned
I
out
played
sometimes.
No, I played baseball consistently from like 4 years old until about 15 years old, and it was all but about a month of the year. Like I'm constantly doing baseball shit. I looked at my parents one day and was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, can I play like
Fair.
basketball or football or something? Like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired, Grandpa. And my
Speaking
mom
of
looked
coaches
at me
too,
at the
how about
time and said, "That's too damn
yeah.
bad."
You got to play. It's like she did the opposite of what Bobby Boucher's mom did for football. She's like, football's for the devil, and your mom's like, go be with the Lord and play baseball.
Oh no, I'll never forget this. One time when I was 12 years old, I had made the all-star team and like we had summer tournaments to play. And one of my friends was in town who I only got to see during the summers because uh, during the school year he lived with his mom in California, and he would only come out here during the summer to visit his dad because there wasn't school. And they had gotten Kings Island tickets. And I'm like a 12-year-old kid. He said, "Hey, we got Kings Island tickets. Can you go with me this day?" And I went and asked my mom, and she said, "Nope, absolutely not. You got a baseball game that day." It's like, come on. Like, let me be a kid. Nope, you made a commitment to
You're like,
baseball. You got to honor that. And
they're
uh,
like, baseball will always be there. And she's like, no, Kings Island will always be there. And you're like, no, actually not, because Vortex finally went kaboom. So Vortex finally went away.
yeah, what a staple of Kings Island, but I'm so glad it's gone. That ride hurt.
Yeah, for a metal roller coaster, it felt like a wooden one.
What a transition. But like that
Right?
always stuck with me. It's like I had one of them parents that was like, "No, you committed. You're gonna do this. Like you can't even take a day off to go to Kings Island."
I wonder what commitment, what's his name? Pontatowski had to make between football and baseball, the double commitment.
Well, he's gonna be a baseball player. Like it's happening.
Yeah, and we talked about that. I'm talking about when he was a kid. He had to clearly commit to both.
Yeah. Well, and he's made a name in both sports, so good on him.
Right? But
That's also crazy to think about because it's hard enough being a nationally ranked recruit in one sport, and he did it in two.
yeah, that is crazy. He's probably decent at basketball too. Who knows?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he's got a silky smooth jumper.
He was
He's a white
probably
boy like us.
killing it. We know he was killing it on baseball and football, but he's probably one of those amazing backyard basketball players too, where he's just super athletic and hits all his jump shots.
100%. 100%.
Well, speaking of coaches, what do you think about Kenny Brooks turning down Virginia?
The right move.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that rumor a few days ago, and I never really even believed it. I mean, I believe that they
Yeah,
offered him,
the NIL number
but
came out, so the NIL number
but
came
that
out, so they thought that that might woo him, and then he saw all that UK what they did in Memorial, and they update facilities, and he's like, "Yeah, I think they're committing to women's basketball. I'll probably stay."
hmm And if they keep outperforming the men's team, they might have more money than them soon.
Well, Claire Strack's coming back. I think either Boone or Hassett, the two all-time three-point shooters in a season, one of them's coming back. I can't remember which one, so I don't want to say
I think
incorrectly.
it's
But
I
then,
think it's Hassett because I believe I saw Boone enter
okay,
the
Hassett,
portal.
yeah.
But
And
did
then
you
three
see?
McDonald's All-Americans.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. Did you see that we are one of two schools with three or more McDonald's All-American signees?
We got used to that in men's basketball. That's just unheard of in women's basketball, UK.
Yeah, no. We never do that in women's basketball. But the only other
I love it.
school that has three or more this year was Texas, which I know they didn't win the whole
Oh,
thing. But
they got money, though.
yeah, oil money.
And
It's saying
how
something
many
if you're
national championships do they have in all their sports recently with all that money?
right. You're not wrong with that statement either. But
They think they're a
if
football
Kentucky,
school, but they haven't been since Vince Young was there.
if Kentucky women's basketball is competing with oil money, that should tell you something.
We got something cooking. We got something cooking on the women's basketball side, and I heard that Kenny Brooks does some of that NIL fundraising himself too. So
Yes, you need to hold on to Kenny Brooks for dear life.
yeah, don't let
I
him go
know.
unless Aryama retires and they want him. That's the only way.
I wouldn't. No, throwing the whole fucking bank truck.
Yeah, well, if I'm UConn, I know Aryama's a winner, but when he retires, I'll be kind of happy he's not my coach anymore because he made an ass out of himself this weekend too.
Yeah, for no reason.
Right.
For
Sore
no
loser.
reason. Yeah, that
But
that
yeah, just wanted to. I don't understand. Uh,
it
I heard
seems
someone
like
said that they
a
think maybe Hurley and the men Hurley and Aryama had a bet to whoever got out first had to like buy a steak dinner or something.
do what? I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit there.
Oh, you're good. They were saying I saw someone on Twitter was saying that he's pissed because he lost a bet to Hurley. Hurley made it further in the tournament than him.
Well, that's what happens when you have two ultra competitive coaches in the same sport, just
Right?
different gender.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think what a lot of people want to know about is update on the roster, and we just got an update on somebody while we were on the air. I don't know if you could see that while you were since you're on your phone,
Nope,
but
I'm on
Mister
Do Not
Mister.
Disturb. Who's leaving?
Well, this is a big one. This is a big one. Colin Chandler has entered the portal.
Yep, going to
Yeah,
BYU.
he's the
We've known
official.
that one for a
Yeah,
minute.
he's probably going back to BYU. We did, but it's official now. I think Kentucky could convince him to stay, but he would have had to take less money. Not from Kentucky. It would be a pay cut compared to what he would get at BYU.
Oh no, BYU's gonna throw him the bag.
Uh,
Like it's a
14 minutes
massive
ago, I know a
bag.
lot of people don't. Yeah, 14 minutes ago, I know they don't trust. A lot of people don't trust Matt Jones, but he said source tells KSR that 2 days ago, Chandler asked for a number that would have been the second largest amount any UK player has gotten. UK declined to match.
Yeah, yep, I
And
believe it.
I don't know about you. We like him. We like him. He's a great player. He's been a good foundation piece, and we wanted him to stay. We said him and Moreno were the top two guys we needed to stay, but I don't know about you. Basically, after that Vanderbilt game where he couldn't miss, he wasn't very good.
wrong with that. But I also made the comment that, three pieces we had to get back were Malachi, Cam Williams, and Colin Chandler.
Yeah. Got two.
But I have seen the writing on the wall for, I don't know, probably a month now. His wife moved her business back to Utah.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just do a fair portal trade. You take Colin Chandler, we'll take Rob Wright.
We'll take Rob Wright.
That's a fair trade,
right?
right?
Do that. Yeah. Rob Wright's going
Not
to be
fair at all.
asking for a lot of money, too. No, he's going to be asking for a lot of money, too. But there's a lot of good point guards out there, and we need one. He's probably the best one in the portal right now, but point guard-wise.
I don't know what Colin Chandler asked for, but if it was enough for Mark Pope to say no.
And he loves him, yeah. According to, Dennis Johnson, whichever, the uncle, Jasper's uncle, Mark Pope only relates to Colin Chandler, not any of the other players. So clearly he only cares about getting Colin Chandler back, although he got Cam Williams to come back too.
Have you heard the story that Mark Pope kind of saved Colin Chandler's life when he was on that mission trip?
Yeah, I did read that. That was insane.
He agreed to pay some money to free him from kidnappers in Sierra Leone.
Yeah. Gosh.
Insane.
I know. As UK fans, we should be used to players moving on after a year or two and not being so attached to them, but I don't know if I can watch BYU basketball next year.
But that's one that hurts, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like Colin was a pivotal piece.
He was, and we always said he had the upside. He's high flyer, air Mormon. I mean, our fan base embraced him, and I mean, that tells you money talks. And I guess I don't blame him because he wouldn't get drafted if he left right now. So he has some work to do.
No, he's definitely not getting drafted. But can I ask this question? He can try to be
Richard Saunders 2.0, I guess. But
can I ask this question? Does that mean we already have something else lined up in the portal to where that makes Colin a bench guy?
There's a chance. I always think about that. It does seem like in this situation it is the wife moving business back and him probably needing more money. Not needing more money, but taking the bigger offer. So,
I mean, I'm just throwing some names out there that are in the portal.
Yeah, I wrote some down too.
But would you be alright with a point guard, shooting guard combination of Rob Wright and one of either Jackson Shellstad or European, what's his name? Malakobis or something?
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I think he's a St. Mary's transfer.
Yeah, it's like Markatonis or something like that. I can't remember, but
yeah, Markatonis, something like that.
I'd gladly take Rob Wright. I'm looking at my list. I mean, the other guards that really stood out to me. I mean, there's Zoom Diallo, but he's more of a point guard, pure point guard. He played high school ball with Jarnell Stokes, so.
Yeah, I'm talking like a 1-2 guard situation. Would you rather?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If Rob didn't work out, I'd take Zoom as one. What about? Here's an interesting name. He's more of a wing. than a 2. Texas Tech, this guy Lawan Watts, he had a pretty good 3-and-D year for them. Let's see. The other kind of guard that's been going around, the 2 Notre Dame guards, Jalen Harrelson and Marcus Burton, those were pretty good leading scorers for Notre Dame last year. Obviously, another big fish will be John Blackwell, but I don't think we're going to be able to afford him.
No shot we're affording him.
Yeah.
Also saw that we're in on Deadon Thomas.
Yeah, and I get a little Jalen Lowe vibe from him. Granted, Jalen Lowe played at Pittsburgh, and Deadon basically played at UNLV and half of LSU last year, but he's a little injury prone. I don't know if we want another injury prone point guard.
I don't know that he's so injury prone. This was the first year that he's been hurt. But
yeah, that's fair. Maybe it's the injury that he has.
Yeah, a foot injury.
Yeah,
but if I had to,
a lot of the online doctors say it's bad.
But if I had to rank my, I guess, list of point guards, 1, obviously, Rob Wright. 2 would probably be Zoom Diallo. And then I think it would be a toss-up for the 3 spot between Deadon Thomas and the Utah guy. I cannot think of his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I thought I wrote his name down too, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. It's I don't know I know most of our fan base is pretty educated where the roster is at, but just to put it into perspective for people that don't, if there's any people that aren't tapped in, the only guys we have on the roster right now are Cam Williams and Malachi Moreno. There's a couple guys in the air still that were role players or didn't play at all last year, but Oweh and Aberdeen are gone. We mentioned how Aberdeen could come back, so that's maybe a slight potential, but the rest of the team's gone. Chandler Lowe, Quaintance Diabate, Jasper, Garrison, and Yelovich. So we got a lot of spots to get to cover. And we got Mo Williams.
Pump the brakes on the Quaintance thing.
No, I know. Well, I don't know if he's going to come back to Kentucky.
I think there's a real shot.
Yeah.
I think that knee thing is something serious.
That's been pretty obvious. It's just NBA team, like, couldn't you see the Thunder just taking a flyer on him in the first round and him being good eventually, like in the middle teens or whatever?
Right, but Quaintance doesn't want to go unless he's a lottery pick. And also, I have a little bit of background scoop from that.
Which
my daughter
had a
play date.
Go ahead. Yeah.
My daughter had a play date today. And it was me and another dad. And his chiropractor is the team doctor. You know how they all said, oh, we're not trying to rush Quaintance back, this, that, and the other. That's what they were doing 100%. They tried to rush him back.
And he played good against St. John's. But, yeah.
But think about this. You're hearing this from a chiropractor. Nothing to do with the knee. He's working on this dude's back. The whole team's back.
Yeah.
And says he wasn't ready. If he can't pass an NBA physical, he's back in college. Nobody's drafting that guy.
Well, that's fair. It depends on his physical, yeah. And I guess it's situational. We've seen players that we didn't think should leave, like Justin Edwards, or I'm trying to think of, I I can't think of James Young. There's some guys that probably could have went top 10 and didn't end up going top 10. And in James Young case, didn't have a good career, but Justin Edwards just carved out a career with the Sixers. I mean, there's just so many different scenarios. So
And that's such a weird timeline to think about because that's pre-NIL. Like if NIL was in
yeah, that's true.
existence when we had like a James Young or a Justin Edwards, those guys come back because they're making more money
I
here.
think Edwards was there the first year. He was the first year because Oscar made NIL and Edwards was after him. So, but he wasn't making what Reed and Rob could have made or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. James Young's probably the only exception. Well,
there's probably others. I just thought of two guys, lefties, that probably should have stayed, or hell, even trying to think. Scal. I mean, he had a bad first year, and he never developed into a pro. If he would have stayed, he could have been decent.
Right. There's a lot of role players in Cal's system, well, and you've seen it work out where they actually come back. Like look at Willie Cauley-Stein. He played here what? 2 years, 3 years?
3, yeah. Okay. Archie Goodwin played here 1. He came back.
Ulis was here 2 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, him and Booker backed up the Twins, and then he won SEC Player of the Year the next year with Murray.
Yep. Here's a debate. Would you put Tyler Ulis on your Mount Rushmore of Cal players?
Players or point guards?
Players. No doubt he's on there for. No doubt he's on there for point guards.
Point guards, he's definitely in contention. Which honestly, a lot of Cal's best players were point guards. So just making that list is impressive.
Well, look what he did with Acuff this year.
Yeah, I mean, Acuff, has potential to be better than all of them, just because all of other Cal's really good guards couldn't shoot threes like he can, and if they could, they weren't as athletic as he is. He's kind of filled every hole except defense. In the NBA, who cares?
You're spot on. Spot on.
So he has potential. I think Monk did too there for a while, but Monk was never the playmaker, and he never had to play point guard because he had Fox. So there's guys in contention. Right. Even Murray. I mean, Murray had a good combo guard year, but Ulis was the point guard. So I mean, I guess it depends. Wall did make that point. It depends who your teammates are. And Acuff had a high volume shooter, Malik Thomas, and kind of a black hole in Trayvon Brazile, and the rest of the team was eh. I guess Billy Richmond was fine. The rest of the team was eh.
Mount Rushmore of Cal players at Kentucky. I think there's a.
Before we get into that, I just want to ask you: would you take Carter Knox and DJ Wagner?
No.
I wouldn't either. All right, we're on the same page there.
Nope. I'm good on that one.
Me too. But anyways,
I would take
players. Okay.
I would take them as depth pieces, but if that's what we're gonna roll out for the starting lineup, I mean, they didn't even start for Cal this year.
While we're on that subject, what about Caden Lewis? Would we take him?
I would definitely take that back.
I would too. So he was. For those who don't know, Caden Lewis was supposed to come here, and then he said he wanted to basically start. And we had Jalen Lowe. So.
Yep, and that's why he backed out.
It turned out he wasn't even the best point guard on their team. They had another guard, Lindsey, that was good. But anyways, what were you saying about Mount Rushmore?
About what?
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, Mount Rushmore of players that Cal coached at Kentucky, regardless of position.
At Kentucky, okay. Okay, because I'm saying if you put all his teams, D Rose, Marcus Camby, Acuff have a conversation, but at UK it's
nope. We're just talking about Kentucky.
Well, I think we
There's
both would have Anthony
obviously,
Davis on there. That's number one.
yeah, there's obviously a clear one in Anthony Davis. Where do you go from
Yeah.
there?
To me, the obvious two is John Wall. You
Yep.
got Davis and John Wall are non-negotiables for me.
I think you got a clear-cut 3.
Who?
Cause
See, I think for fan base and fanfare, most people would agree with you. And talent-wise, I think I agree with you, but I'm going through my head. I'm like, Cauley Stein was here for 3 years. He was a first-team All-American. Oscar Tshiebwe won unanimous National Player of the Year. Ulis could be in contention. Hell, Brandon Knight had an underrated great year.
So for my 4th spot, I came down to a ferocious, internal debate of, is it Willie Cauley-Stein? Or is it Tyler Ulis?
Can you make an exception? Now, I wouldn't do this, but they could be an exception. Putting 2 heads of one and putting the Twins up there together.
But it really wasn't even one twin. Or it really wasn't even both of them. It was one. Right. It was Aaron.
Well, the one hit the shots, but they both won all the games for us. Like, if you go back and look at it, they carried those teams. Now, Randall helped them more the freshman year, but that sophomore year, they carried a lot of the team.
I would put Tyler Ulis and Willie Cauley-Stein way above them.
Yeah, and that's fair. I'm just throwing names out. I mean, I think Fox and Monk should probably be ahead of them, too.
So
underrated, what people forget about. Quickly, so IQ, he had a great sophomore year.
Yeah. But I've got what?
Quickly, Maxie Richards. Yeah. PJ.
I've got AD, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins. For my 4th, I think I have to go Tyler Ulis.
Ulis. I'm trying to think if there's any one we've missed.
It's for the sole fact of he's like, what, 6 foot?
Yeah.
One defensive player of the year in the league. Like,
he had a banner year that year, other than losing to Indiana in the second round. But otherwise, yeah.
If you would have extended the Mount Rushmore to 5 spot, probably would have been Willie Cauley-Stein.
Okay, I like that. Obviously Wall and Davis, we said that already. I'm putting Oscar on there, dude. Oscar, it sucks that they lost early, but that wasn't his fault. He had a hell of a game against St. Peter, so I'm putting Oscar on there. I'll always remember him.
Oscar would have been like 6 on that list for me.
I'm putting Oscar on there. I remember that season. He had. I'm talking about the season with Ty and then that Kansas game. That was insane. So I'm putting Oscar as my 3rd.
But the thing for me with Oscar, I love Oscar, but rebounding is not a fun game to watch. That means you're missing shots.
Yeah. For some reason, to me, that I agree with that statement 9 times out of 10, but with Oscar, he was fun to watch. You were hoping he would get those 20-something rebounds and 20-something points. And you're like, oh, shit, we might actually have a guy that can average a double-double and maybe win National Player of the Year. We did. I don't even remember who was going up against him because he swept the awards. So to me, I'm putting Oscar on there, and then my 4th, I got to go Ulis. Ulis is arguably one of my favorite UK players of all time. So.
Oh, yeah. My favorite player of all UK time. Well, yeah, I have a tie. I have a tie for first place.
Yeah.
It's Tayshaun and it's John Wall.
Yep. Those would be in the running for mine too. Chuck Hayes is always. I've always had a thing for Chuck Hayes. I don't know
Chuck
what it is.
Hayes.
Chuck Hayes is just.
Chuck
Yeah.
Hayes. Underrated. Underrated.
Speaking of old UK players, did you see Azubuike and Brandon Podzinski's bet?
I did not. Fill me in.
I'll have to send it to you. Azubuike, Clint Azubuike, former UK player, as Tubby would say, looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane, but he is an announcer for the Golden State Warriors, and Brandon Podzinski, they call him Pods, he used to play for Santa Clara in college, so they had a bet. I guess whoever wins, the loser has to wear the other school's jersey. So a game last night or 2 nights ago, Podzinski, big fluffy hair and all, had to wear old school UK Clint Azubuike jersey. Did warm-ups.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
Clint
I'll send it to you, but yeah,
Azubuike.
it's awesome. I do too. Great name too.
Funny stat. I got not even a stat, but funny story. That is actually my mother-in-law's favorite Kentucky player ever.
Really? Well, he was
Yep,
awesome.
yep. She always apparently called him her little Bookie.
That's funny. Hey, a guy we talked about a while ago, like 5 or 6 episodes ago, maybe even longer, Gerald Fitch.
Who?
Gerald Fitch.
Oh man, one of my favorite pre-Cal guys.
Yeah, exactly. He's the tough SOB. Him and said Hayes, Bogans, that whole like mid 2000s Tubbies teams, they were so much fun.
They were fun, and they were. You know what's wild? They were so much like Michigan State, like
Mm-hmm.
current day Michigan State.
They really were. They really were. We didn't shoot
Which
the three like Michigan State's big guys do, but the roster was built like that.
which makes sense why you know Tom Izzo almost had this job,
I know. I would have lost my shit if Marquise Estel and Chuck Hayes were out there bombing threes.
right? Like, nuh-uh, 2 feet and in.
Right. Yeah, rebounding machines. Chuck Hayes was known for having one of the ugliest free throw shots of all time in the NBA.
Yeah, facts. And the reason he made it so long in the NBA is because he was such a good rebounder. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, see, that's when Oscar should have been playing in the mid 2000s. He would have thrived in the NBA then.
Oh my God. 20 years ago, if you put a specimen like Oscar Tshiebwe out there, he'd be fucking Karl Malone.
Exactly. It's now we need a Stockton to get him the ball because he doesn't create his own shots very often. But
How
yeah,
funny
it's
though.
crazy.
How funny is it though that my mind went straight to that, and he does play for the Jazz.
The Jazz, yeah, that is crazy. Huh. We know Oscar's a better human being than Karl Malone. That's all I'll say.
Absolutely.
So, you know how I do with my helmets? I told you I don't really have use for them except for the podcast now. I made dual use out of it. So I have another thing that I just keep basically in the trunk of my car because I got no use for them right now. And, Funko Pops, a lot of people collect those. And I
Oh
mean, I used to
yeah.
collect them back in the day. Don't like spending money on them anymore, but I have a nice little collection. So I was going to have like a Funko Pop of the episode, try something that's relevant or to what's going on or just a random one that I picked.
All right, I like it.
So this isn't as random because the new season dropped recently. I don't know how much you are into Marvel, but my Funko Pop of the episode is this boy, Matt Murdock, Daredevil.
Mr. Daredevil.
Mr. Daredevil, the blind lawyer. So, did you watch any of his like early seasons on Netflix?
I did not. The only Daredevil I have ever seen is like from the actual movie.
Okay, okay. Well, I did pick Daredevil because he's had two newer seasons that have dropped recently, including a new one that has happened now. But Mister Matt Murdock is a very interesting character to me because I mean, he's blind, he's a lawyer, and he's kind of a player. He's hooked up with a decent amount of girls on the shows for a superhero, so he's pretty interesting to me. And he's kind of a friend to Spider-Man. I don't know if you saw the third Spider-Man movie. I think it's the one with
I
Doctor
have
Strange in
not.
it. Maybe it's No Way Home. Well,
I
Daredevil
have
comes
not.
in for like a 15-second cameo, but he's the devil of New York. That's what they call him. So anyone check out Daredevil. It's a great season, a little violent too, but it's awesome. Great storyline if you
That's
want
fine.
to
I
get into
like
any superhero
violence.
stuff or when your daughter gets older. Yeah. So uh,
Yeah,
shout out Charlie Cox, great actor as well.
I haven't checked out much of the Marvel universe. I mean, we
Hey,
watched the movie,
that's
but
fair.
like I don't follow it religiously.
Yeah, and I did
I
that for a long time, and
honestly,
I still do, but not like I used to. They've kind of fallen
I,
off a little bit, but they're making a comeback.
honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV unless it's sports.
Hey, I
You
used
know,
to be the same way, and then got into Marvel a little
we'll,
bit, but
we'll find a random movie on. Like the other night, I'm not proud to admit this, but The Notebook,
yeah, everyone's seen it, whether they admit it or not.
great movie. It's such a good movie. Yes, it's a sappy love story, but like it's such a good movie. Like,
There's a market and a mood for those type of movies, and if you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
right? Oh, no, man. Every time I watch that movie, I guess because it kind of reminds me of my dad, who is still alive, and my mom, who has passed away. But it just kind of reminds me of them, where my dad took care of her after she had a stroke and all that. Like, obviously, in the Notebook, the people died together, and my dad's still alive. But like, just it's one of those movies that's popular with the females that all the guys are like, oh no, fuck, I'm not watching that movie. But it's a really good movie.
Well, any movie that stands the tell of time and people still watch it 20 years later, 15, 10, whatever, it's a good movie, whether you like the content or not, because people are still watching it. You know, no one remembers the bad movies, but everyone knows that movie.
Facts. That is facts.
So, speaking of that, I didn't watch this. The weird transition to watching things. Did you get eyes on the UK documentary of what happened this year on CBS? Because I did not. I just saw the tea leaves.
I did not either.
Hmm. Yeah, it'd be interesting. They said they didn't really give out a whole lot, so
We'll have to see what happens. I'm sure
yeah,
they're not willing to give out as much as they did last year.
it's probably embarrassing to be honest with you. I mean, they said the whole Louisville thing was our players being frustrated by the crowd, and it's like there's no way that was it in the Louisville locker room. There's no way because our players deal with that everywhere they go.
Exactly. Where everybody's Super Bowl. You
Yeah,
should be
and
used to that.
I know our little our group message with the Louisville guys. I thought they were going to talk a little more shit about beating us in basketball, and they're just, you know, they don't they
Oh,
didn't
they're
care as
living
much.
on it.
They
They're
care, but like they know the inevitable. They're just doing what they can. They care more about football. They're supposed to be a basketball school.
you're not wrong with that one, but they're living on that football and basketball win. We were talking shit about the baseball win last night, and they were all like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, we don't care."
yeah. It's just, hey, I'm glad it's a rivalry again. Little brother was
Right?
considered punching up at us, and now we might be punching evenly. Now let's see how they do in the transfer portal too. These guys are, and our group masters are freaking out about how they don't have anybody either, or they think they're going to get Badunga right away, and maybe they do, but that's only because Adidas came in and helped. No one wants to go play there right now.
You're not wrong. I mean, I know it's one of the more attractive cities in the state, but it's like that athletic department is struggling.
Yep,
They don't
they are. And
watch
if
it,
they pay $4 or $5 million for Badunga, they can't pay anybody else.
right? Well, if they don't watch it, they're going to lose Braun.
Yeah, I know. Saw that where they said that that athletic director he kind of got thrown out of Brahm's office. If that was true.
Uh huh. Yep. Josh Aird. He kind of threw that. So, but I don't know.
Brahms homegrown. He's comfortable.
Maybe we need to get in a group chat and have a Louisville fan come on and try to explain that situation to us.
Yeah, right. Because they feel like they're kind of in the same boat that we are, and I know a lot of schools are right now. The portal's open, the floodgates have opened, people go in the NBA draft, yada yada. But not a lot of bare rosters on big teams. Duke has freshmen coming in, and they'll get transfer portals. Us in Louisville don't have anybody. We got 3 players at most probably, and one of their so-called best players left because he wanted to get paid more. Frew was not good at all.
Hmm. I don't agree with that. He was not good. They hyped his ass up all year. It's like, nah. Mm-mm. Don't
Take
agree.
Yelovich over him, but that's here or there.
Right? I'm with you.
Well, buddy, you got anything else on college basketball or how the season ended or just moving forward? I know we're going to find out more news probably before next podcast. Hopefully, we have somewhat idea or have some players on our roster.
No, that's about all I got. So,
All right. Well,
well,
man, college basketball is over. The portal and off season isn't. We got a lot to find out before May, but the ball playing's over for now.
yep. Go Cats, go Krogering. Hopefully, we have a better roster next year. A
Yep.
healthy
Also,
roster.
right. We need a little injury luck. Hopefully that comes to our side. And you always say we're ball knowers, and that was further proof because I won our bracket challenge. Had to shout out won the bracket challenge, ball knower.
Yep. Yep. You ain't wrong. Well,
All
go
right.
Cats, go Krogering. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Yep. Go Cats, go Bears, go Cubs. See y'all next time.
Well, alright. I don't know what's going on here. I hit the pause button and it's not cutting it off.
Technology at its best.
Oh man, I swear, if we just got or an hour and 20 minutes into this thing and it's not gonna say.
I think it will. So I did Riverside messes up like on that sometimes. You might just have to hit it a couple times, which is stupid.
Well, we're about to find
Oh
out
well.
what's happening.
Right. See if he'll upload still, regardless.
All right, well, I'm gonna get off of here, buddy.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll catch you
I'll
later.
see you. I'll see you later, man.
See ya.